I am obsessed with these bookshelves. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Liz, and in today's video we are going to be doing an in-depth bookshelf tour. If you were following along with me last week, I posted my new reading corner, so I did a whole video showing the before and the after of what this corner turned into, and I'm really excited to talk about it. I want to get into all the nitty and gritty details of where I put things, why I put things where they went, because yes, I did strategically put things in certain spots for a specific reason. I knew in last week's video I was not gonna be able to explain all of that to the best of my ability, so I'll be going through each shelf with you guys step by step, showing you what books I have placed where, and I'm so excited to talk about them. Also, another reason why I wanted to wait is because I wanted to just kind of like sit with my bookshelves for a little bit. After I had them complete, I was still kind of like moving things around and experimenting with different books in different spots, so I was still trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to do. I didn't want to film an in-depth tour before I actually officially knew what I wanted to do with this corner. I was able to sit with it for a little over a week and kind of like move things around, figure out where things needed to go in order for it to please my brain, and things that made sense for my system of reading. And whenever I do eventually put whatever books I read that month onto the shelf, I wanted to make sure there was room for growth everywhere, no matter what the genre was. I'm ready to chat. Let's go ahead and get into the video. I needed energy for this. So starting off, we're gonna go ahead and just start from the bottom and work our way up, because that's just what makes sense in my brain. Starting off down here, the entire bottom of this bookshelf is overflow of my TBR. Okay, so I have not read any of these books. I did try to organize them in the best way I could, so that way when I am ready to pull from down here, I know exactly what genre is where and like where certain books are. Starting over here, it is all fantasy, so most of the shelf is fantasy. It's a little bit into sci-fi, gets into a little bit of YA, and then it gets into a little bit of horror, so it kind of like goes like that. Some of the titles that I have on the shelf: The Will of the Many and Strength of the Few. I have some of my fall TBR books already down below because I know I'm not going to get to them, and I'm kind of starting my winter TBR right now. A Harvest of Hearts, that was on my fall TBR. Mary Shelley Club was also on my fall TBR. I was hoping to get to My Imaginary Mary or My Lady Jane this fall, but I did not. Moving on to this bottom little shelf, these are books that are a part of a series that I got for free, damaged. So at the moment we have some different titles like Hunting Adeline. That was on my list of books that I'm scared to read, and I may or may not read it if I get a copy of the first book this year. Books 2 and 3 in the Red Rising trilogy, I will be reading that series hopefully this upcoming year. Book 3 in the Conjuring of Light series by V.E. Schwab. I love V.E. Schwab, hoping to get to more of her books. And then we also have another book in the Scythe series, which is YA fantasy, and we have the third book in the Jade City trilogy. I'm hoping to get to all those books eventually, but I wanted to keep all of the series looking books together, so that's why they're all right here. And moving on to the last bottom shelf, this is all mainly general lit fic, and then we get into some romance books, and then we also get into some mystery thriller books as well. I do need to go through and clean out some books, I think, but for the most part I'm really excited to read these TBR books. These are all here just because when I redid my TBR cart, I put my winter TBR on there. I put some continuation of series that I'm in the middle of on there that took up most of the entire cart, so everything else, that's why it's down here, just because it doesn't fit those categories. Moving on to the next level up, starting off over here, we have my classics. These are all the classics I currently own. I'm hoping to get more as time goes on. Have some little decorations right here, a little cup with some pens that I've gotten, and then moving on, we have some mystery thriller and horror books as well. I do try to keep authors together, so like Grady Hendrix, all of his books are together, and so on and so forth. I'm going to try to make sure if it's the same genre and same author, they are next to each other on my shelf. Moving on to the little middle shelf, these are more mystery thriller books. Some of them are more cozy mysteries, or some are just favorites of mine, like the Natural series that I read, and then some other just like random mystery thrillers that all kind of I felt like fit the same vibe and kind of look nice together on the shelf. Most of these middle ones are like display shelves for me, so I like to put like favorite series or authors on those shelves. This light is so incredibly harsh. Hold on, I'm gonna turn it off. That is so much better. Sorry for the first few clips where I was blinding you. On this shelf, we have some nonfiction right here. So these are just a couple of the books that I currently have that are nonfiction. I do have more that are at my parents' house, so eventually it'll all be together. And moving on, we have all of my cat related books. It could be nonfiction or it could be fiction, but if it has a cat on the cover or it's about a cat, it's in this little spot. I also have a cute little black glass figurine that I put on here as well, and that is supposed to be Milo and Murphy. I have an adorable picture of Milo and Murphy here. And then moving on, these are all literary fiction books. Frederick Bachman is obviously all together, and I'm really excited to continue the Beartown series this winter. I'm hoping to read the second book, if not also the third. Moving up, this whole third shelf is all romance books. These are all of my dark romances, or ones that deal with a lot of very sensitive, heavy topics. So those are all together here, or if they're like moodier romances as well. Most of these books are like favorites or favorite authors. So we have like Ali Hazelwood, Christina Lauren, Ashley Poston, Lauren Asher. We also have Elsie Silver. I'm hoping to finish this series. I only have one more book left, so it can definitely happen. And then we have Abby Jimenez as well. Obviously, these are all like favorite romance authors. That's why I have multiples of them, so that is why they are right there. And of course, my display shelf is gonna be Emily Henry. Every single book she has written, I have absolutely loved. Moving on, we have more romance. So this is just like the rest of my romance, basically. I tried to keep authors together. So over here, we have some hockey or wintry romances. So Jennifer L. Armentrout, Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy, Peyton Corrine, and then all my Lynn Painter books are all right here. And over here, we have Carly Fortune, Hannah Bonham Young, some other random authors that are just like standalones right here. Some of my like holiday seasonal reads are right here. So like a Christmas one and then a Halloween one. Over here, these are all just like standalone romance books, and I thought they looked nice right here. And then I have these two really cute little plastic book vases. One of them I purchased, one of them I got in a box, and I love them so much. You can stick plants in them or whatever, really. But I thought they were really cute as like little bookends on this shelf. Next, we have all of my fantasies. The rest of this shelf is fantasy, which love. Over here on this shelf, this stack right here, these are all the books that I have read in my book club that I'm in. Every single month since we began, I've been keeping them stacked here in order, just for my own personal records to remember what we've read, and I can refer back to this if I forget. Then we have finished fantasy series. Okay, these are finished, or at least I don't have like the final book or something, but I've read the other ones. We have the Ledge trilogy. I only read the first two. I do want to eventually read the third one, but I don't have it, so that's why it's right here. We have the completed Belladonna trilogy by Adeline Grace, Nisha Tooley Trial of the Sun Queen series right here. We have the completed Crimson Moth duology here. We have my two Tricia Levenseller duology books. I don't know what the name of the series is. And then I have the completed Tea and Blood duology. I can't remember. I just read this and finished it recently. Tempest of Tea and Steeping of Blood. Absolutely loved those two books. Moving on, we have Fourth Wing. So Rebecca Yarros, all my Fourth Wing books that I have currently. I also have my 3D printed dragons sitting on that shelf as well. I felt like it deserved its own shelf just because I have so many copies. Moving on, we have more fantasy series. So over here, this is my Chloe Gong section. I am continuing on both of these series. So there's one more book in this Immortal Longings trilogy, and then Coldwire. Obsessed with Coldwire. It was so good, and I'm excited to continue on with that series as well. Then we have a couple of like those decision making coins that I've gotten in boxes. So like, do not buy a book, or buy a book, go to bed, read another chapter, that kind of thing. And then right here, this is something I'm very excited to start and talk to you guys about. This is gonna be my book bank. I've seen other influencers doing this, and I honestly feel like I need to do it because I have way too many books, as we have previously found out in a different video. Way too many physical books on my physical TBR that I have not read yet, and I'm trying to make a big impact on that, change that this upcoming year. So I'm budgeting and using this cash that goes in here towards new books, so that way it kind of forces me to evaluate how much I really need that book in that moment. So the way I'm gonna do my book bank is every time I finish a book, I get to add $5. A standard book is between $20 to $30, if not more if it's a hardcover or a special edition. So that means I would have to read between like 4 to 6 books off my TBR before I can actually go and buy a new one with the cash I would save up. Also, if I sell a book on like my Pango, the earnings from selling any books will also go in here, because obviously I sold a book so I can buy a book. Then we have this really cute book nook that I made a few years ago. I think I did a video when I made this, or maybe it was a different one. We have some other fantasy series. So A Broken Blade, I never got the 4th book. I don't think I'm gonna finish it just because it's been so long since I completed the 3rd book, and I kind of forgot what happened in this world, so I don't really care to go get the 4th book. And we have the Scarlet Princess Princess series, which is completed, sitting here. And then we have some random like standalone books that are technically could be a part of a series, but I'm probably not going to continue that series. So that's why they're sitting here together, because I didn't know where else to put them. Our next shelf, once again, more fantasy, like I said. So we have like Fear the Flames. I have the second book. I haven't read it yet, but I need to. Dagger in the Flame. I pre-ordered the second one. Comes out first week of December. So incredibly excited to continue this series. Then we have Silver Elite. No idea when the next book will come out, but I am excited for it when it does eventually come out. Dance of Lies, definitely will be continuing that series. Assistant to the Villain, that series. I have the third book, have not read it yet, but that's why it's here, because I really enjoyed that series. Study and Drowning, you guys already know. Theory and Dreaming, I own it. I'm just waiting for a very rainy week to read it when it's very moody. Then we have Lightlark, which I have the rest of the series, except for the newest one that's going to be coming out soon. I'm kind of just waiting for all the books to be out, and then I can just binge the whole series, because I need to reread the first one because I completely forgot what happened. Then we have a really cute little book face that I got in a box and with some bookmarks in it. I have a cute little snow globe. And then we have my sci-fi section. So this is the only sci-fi besides TBR sci-fi that is on this shelf. And I didn't really know where to put it, but I knew I wanted to put it somewhere up high because it kind of matches the same vibe as fantasy. So we have the special edition of Red Rising. Then we have The Girl Who Can Move Shit with Her Mind. I need to read the rest of that series. I know, and I will eventually get to that. And then we have The Ministry of Time, which I didn't love, but I also didn't want to get rid of it. Next, we have my Rebecca Ross shelf. I absolutely adore Rebecca Ross. She does like more historical fantasy, and it's very whimsical and beautiful poetic writing. Love her writing so much. We have the Divine Rivals duology plus the prequel Wild Reverence that I read for book club. And then I have my 2 special editions of it, and I have my little book embosser sitting here. And then I also tucked in a cute little Christmas tree on there as well, just to be festive, you know. Moving on. This might be one of my favorite shelves. I don't know if it is my favorite shelf, but it's up there just because of one specific little guy that's sitting here. And this is Bartholomew. I will explain. This is like my moodier fantasy shelf. It's like Gothic fantasy, or if it's just moody in general, or the like feeling I got from it when I read it. So over here we have my One Dark Window duology plus their special editions sitting here. Love Rachel Gillig so much. One of my favorite Gothic fantasy authors ever. And then this is The Night and the Moth. This is Bartholomew. He is actually a side character in The Night and the Moth. This was one of my 5-star reads of this year, and I absolutely loved this world and adored the characters in it. He is a little gargoyle guardian who is the side character that brings comedic relief. He is so sweet. He's supposed to be like this buff, strong guardian, but he actually is just like a little guy. He's that character that would be out in the field chasing butterflies. He is not a fighter. He is definitely a lover. With the rest of the shelf, we have Emily Lloyd Jones. She has great standalone fantasy books. They're all YA, I believe. If you're new to fantasy, or if you just don't like reading series, her books are for you, because she does a great job adding in just enough story building, character development to leave you satisfied by the end. Then we have Curse of Broadbent, which I need to get my Serpent and Wings of Night books because I need to add this to that because it is a part of that world. Then we have This Monster of Mine, and then we have Amelia Hart with Wayward and Sirens, which were very moody, very immersive. We are in the top shelf of my whole bookshelf, and these are all 5-star books or 5-star series. So starting off over here, we have the Dawn of Onyx trilogy. Loved this, finished it this year. Really gave me like all the tropes that I could want in a romantasy book. Then we have Alchemized, which I feel like I don't need to explain that one. Heavenbreaker, I actually didn't rate 5 stars when I read it, but I think if I had read it again, I would have given it 5 stars because the timing of when I read it, I was in the middle of like trying to read other books, and so I wasn't giving it my full attention. But once I was in it, I was in it, and I loved this world. And then we have Quicksilver. Obviously, Brimstone comes out next week, which I think it comes out the day I'm posting this video, so it's kind of perfect timing. And we have When the Moon Hatched, which I'm so excited for the next book. The next book is, I just already know it's gonna be so good. I need to reread this one before the second book comes out because there's so much to unpack here. And then we have more of my Sarah J Maas. So this is the Crescent City trilogy. Also, speaking of my Thread of Glass special editions, obviously 5 stars, so that's why they're up here. Moving on, we have my normal versions of Throne of Glass. Then we have another book nook that I think maybe this is the one I filmed building, but it's like a little speakeasy inside, and I love it so much. Then we have The Stars Are Dying. amazing. I have the second book, just have not read it yet. Shield of Sparrows, loved, gave 5 stars recently this past year and excited to continue that series. Then we have Hurricane Wars and Monsoon Rising. This is going to be a trilogy. Third book is not out yet, obviously. And then we have the Powerless trilogy. I really want to finish Fearless by the end of this year. Hoping I can get to it. We shall see. And then we have the Curse of Saints and Curse of Sins. And then I have the third and final book as well that I need to read. So many series that I need to finish, which honestly, I think I'm just going to take like an entire month and just complete series. I have no way of filming the very, very top, except for this angle. So you're welcome. You're just getting half of my face. These are all of my Illumicrate books, special editions, or Fairy Loot. I have some Fairy Loot ones as well. There are some though that I need to go through and weed out because I definitely will not be reading all of these because, you know, some months are better than others. And there's definitely some books up there that I just know, I know myself and my reading habits, I will never get to them. And then just like some other cute knick-knacky things. I have a little plant. I have a picture of me with my parents. I have another little book vase up here. And then over here, we have another book vase as my other book end to match the other side. And I have this cute little reindeer guy in a pot. I want to name him, but I don't know what. If you have any name suggestions, please comment down below. And that is going to be it for my in-depth bookshelf tour. I am so obsessed with it. I try to make sure that there was space on every single shelf for growth because I know myself and I know I'm going to need to add books everywhere. And I really love being able to mix in decorations with my books. It just feels very cozy, especially if it's like sentimental or it reminds me of the book that it's sitting next to. I know that this already looks very full, but also there's things I can take out. Like if I need to take out a decoration, I can add more books then. We shall see. You guys saw from whenever I had my original book corner when I moved in here, how it was the same way. It was decorated and it looked really cute, but then over the course of a year, it got completely full. I already know this is temporary, but at least it's good enough for another year. And I'm excited to keep rearranging and moving things as I see fit. You gotta do what you gotta do. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was entertaining for you. Hopefully this made sense. I know my brain works in mysterious ways sometimes. Sometimes you just get the itch to like redecorate everything and rearrange everything. You might see me in the next video and everything is in a completely different spot, or it could just stay this way for months and months. Stick around for the next couple of videos because we're gonna be getting into holiday recs and my holiday TBR. I'm so incredibly excited. I'm usually not the type of person to talk about Christmassy, wintry things until after Thanksgiving, but I'm making the exception this year because Thanksgiving is so late in the year. I want to be able to enjoy Christmas and winter decorated things, so we're gonna have to make the exception. You guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.